Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm gonna rule the world or I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
That peanut head Tupac, this big old boat on top of it. We right here in this city, man, making all this money, and they ain't doing nothing about it. Puffy trying to see me weak, hearts I rip, Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia.
We hit him up, you know what I'm saying? I never felt a way with it because I really laughed at it, the way I was portrayed in the video. I saw the fun in it.
Hey, man, I just ate all them donuts, man. I'm hungry, man. Let's go get a chicken or something, a pizza. We cannot stop right now, Biggie. I'm sorry, we can't. You're the man, champagne, caviar, dreams from now on, baby. Plats, baby, straight plats, homie. Baby, baby.
Only Gab can do it like this. Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building, and this is MAKAVELI Media. Yeah, every time I see that P. Diddy and that Biggie and I hit him up video, I got to laugh, y'all. I know it's old, and I know it's been years since we all seen it, but some things never get old. Especially that clip on the Row One cut that they released. When Biggie asked for something to food, Puff, I'm hungry, man. So it's dumb, man. The whole point of this video today is to ask y'all, did Pac and Suge take P. Diddy and Biggie for too much of a joke? Did they take them lightly? I mean, did they see him as a threat at all? I'm not too sure they did. I mean, for one, you know, Tupac looked at Big a certain kind of way because, you know, Big came up underneath him for a little bit.
I was looking for a way to make some extra money. I saw this video of a guy talking about how much money he made on DoorDash.
First thing you could do is beef with a person that know all your dirt. I mean, if you've been borrowing money, you've been borrowing clothes, you can't feed yourself. I mean, that's not the person you want to necessarily get into a beef with. When I hear that, I always think about how Pac said Big was sleeping on his sofa, man. Or he had to beg girls to let him sleep in the house. On another interview, he said he used to beg chicks to, you know, do with Biggie. So, you know, he wasn't impressed with Biggie talking about his Versace shades and all that other stuff. Because he knew him before all of that. Plus, he kind of viewed him like a little brother. That's what he said out of his own mouth. And then if you look at Suge and Puffy, he knew Puffy before Puffy was an intern for Andre Harrell, the coffee boy. Remember making the band, Puffy sent them kids that was trying to be a part of Bad Boy Records to go get them a cheesesteak from like a crazy part out in New York. They had to walk across bridges and cars was zooming bomb and they went to get Puffy a cheesecake. That's how he was done, though. You know what I mean? That's how Andre Harrell treated him until, you know, he worked his way up the totem pole and became who he was. But you know what? Add a little spice to it. I had hollered at my man Reggie Wright Jr. to ask him, did Tupac and Suge take Puffy and Biggie for a joke? And this is what he had to say.
You know, in the music video to America's Most Wanted with Snoop Dogg, we call it Gangsta Party, but the correct title was America's Most Wanted. And like Tupac made niggas video, they had a fake Puffy, even to hit him up, the fake Puffy and the fake chick. You remember who those guys was? And like, who out there was it to put actors in the video portraying Biggie and Puffy?
Man, all of that was Tupac creation, man. That was Tupac creation, and you know, Suge made it happen. You know, he got with the video people, probably Gobi and Tracy. I keep saying Gobi. Gobi was Tracy Robinson gopher. You know, even though he tried to act like he was the man there, but no. So Tracy and Tracy and Tupac, you know, creation, and they wanted them to look like when they had to cast it, but them look alike. And those were the two brothers that made it.
I be tripping off and looking like the pretty Puffy. They said, it's on and cracking, man. were those guys real actors, or were they just guys from the neighborhood that looked like Biggie, looked like Puffy?
Nah, they wasn't people that hung around us. We didn't know them. So I'm sure they had a casting call, and I'm sure Pop put in on it. I made the final decision with Tracy.
Yeah. Now my question is, do you honestly think that like Suge or Tupac may have underestimated, what P. Diddy was capable of, or the kind of connections he had?
No, Pop knew what crew and people had, just like they knew what they both had. But I'm not gonna say that they were. I'm not gonna give them credit to like they had something to do with the death of Tupac. Even though he put the bounty out there, meaning Puffy, TPD and his crew, the Southside Crips, they did that night, that particular day, mainly because one of their boys got jumped on, and they put their hands on the wrong person.
Last question. What was things like around the office, the daily operations over at Death Row, when, the word that got out, it was a bounty, on Pac or what have you, what was it like being around the atmosphere at that time? Was Suge taking it serious? Was Pac taking it serious? Did y'all have conversations, or was it just like, man, F them, you know what I mean?
You asked me a two-part question, so I'll maybe a little long with this. Number one, at the office of Death Row Records, we have professional people working there. It's a new video up right now. Some dude named Tupac Channel something. And where he's just showing the inside of the office and the type of people that were working inside the office. Professional people that would work at the office. The entourage, the homeboys, didn't even come up to the office unless they were having a meeting with Suge, and that mainly was the artist. Where the homeboys and the entourage mainly was at the studio at late night, and when we went out, to music awards, to the clubs, or places like that, is when you would have, the neck bones, the Buntry, the Heroin, the people that everybody know, that's hanging out with us. So that's the big difference in the big misconception that people have about Death Row Records. And I think the second part of the question was, how did we feel, or what, we did go out to film the Saturday Night Live show, and I think that was in February of '96 when we went out there. We didn't stay at our normal place. When we went to New York, we normally stayed at the Four Seasons in Manhattan, or the Nico Hotel, right across from Central Park Hotel. We stayed somewhere in the boondocks, when we went to the Saturday Night Live. And we was respecting, their turf or whatever. We wasn't in their face that time. But on the music award, once they got their money right, for lack of a better word, like Pac always said, get your money right before you're ready to go to war, and got your crew right. Shit, it was right at the Nico's Hotel, at the X's house, in September of '96. And so by that time we had crew. We were fucking with Big D, and SB and his, little dude we had. We had some dudes from Philly that came in town. And so we had, people around us. So we were ready for them then. And so, So we respected that. You geared up, especially after you had the trailer shooting and all of that. Where they threw the little pop shots that when we were filming the video out there. So, we took it serious.
Yo, let me give a shout out real quick to my man Reggie Wright Jr. Continue to get well, my dude. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to sub to the channel, This is MAKAVELI Media. Give it a big thumbs up one time for your homie Gab. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm signing out. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.